Welcome to this week's Trade War Live video. I'd like to talk a little bit today about China's purchases of Iranian oil. I'll open with a post that courtesy of US President Donald Trump on Truth Social on Tuesday. President Trump wrote, quote, "China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran. Hopefully they will be purchasing plenty from the US also. It was my great honor, capital G, capital H, to make this happen," is what he wrote, as long as the truce holds in the Middle East. Well, of course, China was not waiting for US permission to buy Iranian oil. They've been buying very significant portions or a very significant amount of Iranian oil for a number of years now. China did respond on Wednesday to the U.S. president's post, and the foreign ministry spokesman wrote, or I'm sorry, said in a briefing rather, China will take legitimate measures to safeguard its energy security based on its own national interests. So, why is it in China's national interest to be buying Iranian oil? Well, a big thing is it's very cheap. China's getting what analysts say is probably an 8% market discount, 8%. Iran doesn't have a lot of other countries, and especially big countries like China, that are willing to basically evade U.S. sanctions and purchase Iranian oil. So China gets it on the cheap. How's China been doing this? China's been relying on what a colleague of mine at the Atlantic Council has called a dark fleet of ships. These are aging vessels, unregistered. They've been buying Iranian oil, often moving it from ship to ship in places like Malaysia in order to hide their trail before they bring the Iranian oil to China. And in China, it's largely been refined in what are called Teapot refineries, small private refineries that are under the radar often, most of them in Shandong province. So not the big state refineries, but instead in these teapot refineries. Now, if China were to stop buying Iranian oil, which it doesn't look set to do, didn't need Trump's permission to keep buying either. There's plenty of places it could go. The problem is it would cost more. It could go to Iraq. It could go to Russia, where it's already buying slightly more oil than it is from Iran. Venezuela would be a possibility for more purchases, as well as some oil-rich countries in Africa. Another big issue that we've been hearing a lot about in the last few days, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in an interview earlier this week on Fox News, he called on China to tell Iran not to block the Straits of Hormuz. As many of you know, the Straits of Hormuz is where the vast majority of the world's oil is flowing, including in particular to the U.S. and to China. China really doesn't have any interest in seeing Iran block the Straits of Hormuz or the Strait of Hormuz, because that would really hurt its ability to get oil as well. Final thing of note, Iran's defense minister has just made his first trip abroad since the conflict erupted in the Middle East. That trip, surprise, surprise, was to China, to Qingdao, China, the coastal city. It was for a meeting of the defense ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization being the strategic alliance set up by China and Russia that groups a number of different countries from the region, including, along with China and Russia, Iran, India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Belarus. The meeting there, which is I think it's just closed, it was a 2-day meeting, again in Qingdao, did not have direct comments on the conflict publicized from the various defense ministers. We did hear from China's defense minister, Dong Jun, a comment that was directly alluding or indirectly alluding to certainly to the conflict in the Middle East, as well as to the role of Israel in the U.S. I'll leave you with that. Defense Minister Dong Jun said, quote, unilateralism and protectionism are surging while hegemonic, high-handed, and bullying acts severely undermine the international order. That's it for this week. Tune in again next Thursday. Thanks to all of you.